welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a new pick a card reading, but I did want to address a question that I get asked very often in my comment section, which is, where do you personally go to get readings? Where should I go to get a reading done if you guys want to get a personal reading rather than a general reading? I love putting my general readings out. You guys love them so much. But if you guys want a more specific reading, I personally don't do personal readings at the moment right now. But one of the places that I really recommend for you guys is an online site that you guys can go on 24/7, doesn't matter where you live in the world, which is why I highly recommend them to you guys, because it's a very broad range and they also accommodate very many budgets. So no matter which budget that you fall into, if you guys want to get a short reading that's only a few minutes because you only have one question, or maybe you want to get a 2-hour reading because you have a lot of questions, it's up to you. And I love the flexibility of this certain place. You guys have probably heard me talk about them a lot in the past, and the reason why I love talking about them is because they are a really great company. If you guys are interested, they are called Keen, and they're essentially an online psychic network full of psychics and spiritual advisors to answer your life questions and help guide you on your own spiritual journey and help you with your own life path. My personal advice when using any psychic and my personal experience with Keen, try out a few different ones before you pick the one that you want to buy the most time with. Of course, that is because there's certain psychics that will resonate with you. There's certain psychics that will go deeper on the subject that you want to talk about, and there's other psychics. Every psychic gives readings a little bit differently. So if you're wanting to know about a certain subject, there'll be one psychic that resonates a lot more with you, and you can also wait and see if their predictions come true before buying a whole larger session with them. You can just start off with a few minutes, ask a couple of questions, see how that plays out for you, and then continue going back to them. So that's my personal recommendation after my own personal experiences using Keen. So I highly recommend them for you guys, but of course, try out a few different ones to find out which ones resonate with you the most. Also, if you are logging onto Keen for the first time and you're creating your account, Keen will actually go through a sign-up process with you where it asks you a few different questions to get to know your needs and your wants, and will actually match you up with the most recommended psychics for you. So it makes it a lot easier to choose because, again, they do have a ton of psychics on there. They're a huge psychic network that's 24/7. So usually that means there's a ton of different psychics on there. You also get to choose your way of talking to your psychic. You can either instant message them, you can email them, or you can even have a quick phone call with them. Whatever method that you prefer. I know there's a lot of us that prefer different methods these days, so they make it really simple and really easy, and they're very accommodating to whoever that you are and however you like to communicate with people. So I really like that aspect about Keen as well. Also, Keen has given you guys a special discount. If you are new to Keen, you can head to my link trykeen.com/gem to get your first 10 minutes for only $1.99, which is such an amazing price. There will also be a link down below in the description box that you guys can click and go get your first 10 minutes for only $1.99. And if you're a current member of Keen, definitely check your inbox as they send out weekly discounts so that you guys can keep on an ongoing relationship with your favorite psychics. And a huge thank you to Keen for sponsoring today's video. Love you guys so much. And without further ado, let's hop right into this career pick a card reading starting now. Hello my loves, what's up, what's going on? Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a new pick a card reading, and this one is all about your career path, your career life outlook over the next year, getting a glimpse at what your career is going to look like and how it's going to unfold over the next year. Super excited for it. I also have to mention, look at these beautiful colors that we have going on in these piles. I love it. I feel so colorful. Anyway, if you guys are new to pick a card readings, I'm gonna give you guys a quick little rundown of how they work. So over here we have pile number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So you can take a moment, pause the video if you'd like to find the pile that you're the most drawn towards. Then once you're done choosing your pile, you can go ahead and scroll down to the comment box or the description box to find the timestamp that links to your specific card, so you can skip ahead and watch your personal reading all about your career over the next year. If you guys like to choose with crystals below the cards, I'll be popping some crystals on there right now. All right, so if you guys like to choose with crystals, here are our crystal options. Over here we have some angel spirit quartz, and then over here we have some tangerine quartz. Then we have some aqua aura quartz, very beautiful stone. Oh my gosh, I love it. And then we have over here some titanium aura quartz, and then sunset aura quartz. So take a moment, pause the video if you'd like to find the pile that you are the most drawn towards. Then once you're done choosing your pile, again, you can scroll down to the comment box or the description box to find the timestamp that's linked down to your specific card. cards, then you can skip ahead and watch your personal reading. I usually always have like an anchor up here, and I forgot to put him in today, so I'm just gonna pop him in there now. Got this beautiful elephant to anchor us in to this pick a card reading. I'm gonna put them a little closer. They mean good luck, so good luck to all of you out there, and let's get started, starting now. All right, so group number one, look at this pretty stone that we have for you guys. Oh my goodness, that just lights my soul on fire. Anyway, if you guys chose pile number one, then without further ado, let's find out about your career outlook over the next year, starting now. All right, so group number one, here is what we have for you guys as your career outlook over the next year. So this is good for whenever you guys are watching this. If you guys start watching this in a few months from now or even a year from now, this will still be your year outlook. I just want to mention that because readings are timeless. You get called to a certain video at a certain time for a specific reason. So with that being said, here's what's happening for you guys over the next year. When we start off with the Eight of Cups being reversed, I think you guys are a little bit confused. This is the card of literally the saying, should I stay or should I go? So I feel like you guys are stuck in something that you're like, do I leave it behind? Am I ready for a transition? Am I ready for some sort of change? So whether you guys either own a business, maybe you're looking at like ways to transform that and you're ready for like a new beginning, but yet you're too scared to let go of the old ways. Or if you guys work for another company, I feel like you guys aren't too happy there. You don't feel like that's your forever job, but you guys are like, I don't know if I should leave it because maybe it is a sense of security for you. And so you're not really sure whether or not, maybe you guys are scared of making a transition because you're not really sure what the outcome of that's going to be. And when we have the Judgment next to it and it's reversed, I feel like you guys are being you might be worried about what other people might think of you. You might also not exactly get along with your boss. When we have this card, when we're talking about career, I feel like this is not really getting along with the authority in your job. Somehow you guys aren't too happy with the authority that you have in your current job. Or maybe it's you're worried about what other people might think of you in a certain way. You're worried about the judgments of other people around you. Or even maybe you have friends and family that are close to you and maybe you've expressed an idea of leaving this job, and maybe some certain people have expressed certain ideas that make you feel a little bit more uncomfortable. And then when it's next to the Seven of Wands being reversed, you feel very competitive in this area, but I feel like you don't really have a lot of energy to put towards the competition in this area because I feel like you're just feeling drained at your job. You're being pushed further than you would like to go. Maybe you're doing more work than what you're getting paid for, and you're putting in more than what's paying off to you. And so maybe you're being forced to work overtime a little bit, and it's getting a little bit frustrating and you're wanting to relax a little bit more or at least get paid more for the amount of stuff that you're doing. But this is also like feeling a little bit competitive. So there might be people that you work with that are making you feel like you're a little bit behind, or, you know, maybe they're a bit jealous of you in the workplace as well. And maybe you're not really getting the best banter around the workplace because there might be a bit of jealousy from those people that are working with you. And so over the next 6 months, I feel like this is going to be the main theme, because over here I've kind of spaced out these cards in 6. So this would be 2 months, 2 months, 2 months, 2 months, 2 months, 2 months over the next year. So that's basically how this is working. And essentially, so over the next 6 months, I see that you guys are going to really be battling and kind of pointing the finger back and forth and really taking a look at yourself and seeing, okay, what do I really want and how does that really correlate with me? And do I really like what I'm doing? Maybe there was a part of you that when you started this job, you were like, oh, this is gonna be cool, this is gonna be challenging, this is gonna be a good growth experience. But I feel like you guys have outgrown it when we have the Seven of Wands being reversed over here. I feel like there's this feeling of having outgrown your current space, and there's not really room for expansion in that area, and nor do you feel like you necessarily want to expand in that area, because I feel like there's a little bit of a debate for sure, because you're thinking about, okay, well, if I stayed in this, what would that look like? And you're wondering, okay, if I stayed, what would that be like? Or if I went, what would that be like? But I think you guys are a little bit worried about the unknown, and this is why you guys haven't made that transition yet, because you'd have to step into something that is unpredictable. Okay, and so I feel like that's why you are worried about making this transition. And then we also do have the Seven of Swords being reversed as well. And so this card being reversed is, I feel like you guys are finally going to be quite fed up with your workplace around the 6 to 8 months from now mark. I feel like you guys are just going to be like, wow, my energy's just not there anymore. And I feel like when you go to work, it's almost like an autopilot set sort of thing, but you guys are so kind of like over it mentally. I feel like mentally you guys are just like, no, I've like checked out. This is the card of like, I've completely checked out of this scenario and I'm quite done with it. I feel like you guys are just, the amount of thinking that you're going to do over the next 8 months is going to be radical. You're really going to be debating a lot. And I feel like after about 6 months, you're like, you know what, I think I've already made my decision. Even though I don't know what my future might look like from here, you've already really checked out of the current scenario. Totally checked out. And then when we get to the 8 to 10 month mark over here, we have the Ace of Pentacles upright. And what does this card signify? This signifies a new job. This is starting a new job. This is opening up your own business. It could be getting a new job offer to you. This could also be a promotion, but but when I really look at this, what I'm getting for most of you, like 90% of you, let's say, are starting something completely new. Completely new. This could even be maybe you feel like you're in school for the wrong thing as well, because I know some of you guys in career, you're still in school. So this could be you're feeling like you've kind of gone down the wrong path. You are starting a new beginning in about the 8 to 10 month mark over here. Okay? Between 8 and 10 months from now, you're going to be like, okay, F it. I've quit. I checked out. I'm done. I'm starting my new thing. And you guys are going to be in a new journey. I feel like a lot of you will be opening up your own business, in fact. And some of you guys will just be going to like the job that you actually desire, the career path that you actually desire. And then we also do have the Star card reversed over here as our 10 to 12 month mark. So I don't want you guys to lose hope, okay? Because I feel like when you're making this transition, it could be a little bit scary. And that's when we have the Star reversed, is because we're feeling like, yes, we've stripped down. The Star is, it fits so well into this reading. When it's upright, this is basically a person that has been stripped of everything. They're starting fresh. They're starting new. They just went through a whole breakdown. It's the card that comes after the Tower, essentially. And so it looks like, you know, when you guys are quitting your job, that's sort of like a Tower moment. So this card, these cards leading up to here, even though we don't have the Tower present in the reading, the fact that we have the Star, this is the journey that unfolds. And this is basically saying that you guys are going to have that moment of breaking down your old ways, letting go of your old ways and starting fresh. But there's a part of you that might fear this fresh start. And that's why the Star is reversed right now, is because there's a part of you that might be still a little bit attached to the past, that's not ready to fully let go because you're worried about, oh, what will my finances be like if I quit my job? And of course, those are like normal worries that we all have. So it's totally normal. I don't want you guys to feel like you're like the one and only. We all have these worries and we all have to take these risks and these chances. But I definitely see that you guys are taking this risk and chance. And then the Star being reversed is just, there might be a part of you during this transition of the 10 to 12 month mark that has a little bit of fear, that's like, oh, well, I need to have a backup plan. I need to have a backup plan. What if it doesn't work out? I need to have that backup plan. I feel like you guys kind of need to let go of that and just go for what you want to do. Because what is life for if you're not doing what you want to do? I mean, like all of us, we're brought up in a society that says that we are, you know, we have to do something that's practical. Why isn't your dream job practical? Why isn't opening up your own business practical? It's not practical in the sense where, you know, you have to work for your money, otherwise you're not making it. Because if you're in another job, of course you do have to still work for your money, but you're consistently getting a paycheck. Whereas when you own your own business, it is a little bit more unreliable. You really have to push forward to make it happen. So that's why society technically says it's unrealistic. And yes, there's a lot of competition out there. But if you guys can just find something that you are passionate about, I promise you guys, if you're passionate about something, it shows, and that pays off. It always pays off. So if you go towards that, it's not unrealistic, it's not unpractical. You open up a world of opportunity. I feel like there's honestly more opportunity in doing what you're passionate about than doing something that you're not passionate about. Doing something that you're not passionate about, there's only one opportunity, and it's doing that. When you open up something that you're passionate about, you can go through so many different ventures, so many different avenues to fulfill that. And so there's honestly more potential there, and there's more chance of it being ultra successful because you don't have a cap off of, how much money that you need to make in that area. You could always go down this venture, you could always go down that area, you could always work harder and make more depending on what kind of lifestyle that you guys want to have. So I don't know, went off on a tangent over there. Just felt like you guys really needed to hear that, hopefully. Our next two cards that we have over here, we have Archangel Raphael. I invite Archangel Raphael to bring healing and knowledge into my life. So you guys, I feel like, are going to be learning something new when we have this Ace of Pentacles. And so Archangel Raphael is here to basically help ease those fears, because Archangel Raphael, he's really good at helping us. Ooh, there's my phone going off. He's really good at helping us feel calm and feel peaceful and take away our fears, take away our unease, help us feel secure. He's all about feeling secure, and he's bringing that knowledge in, as it says in this card. So I feel like for you guys, this is a time of learning. This is a time of taking a new step into the unknown of something that you haven't yet done before. And I feel like the angels are around you that are like, yes, do this. I'm here to help you. I'm here to guide you. I'm here to bring you the knowledge that you need. Of course, all of us hit these obstacles, hit these bumps, but it's because it is teaching us something in that specific area. So no, you're not going to be a master of it when you first start. You're going to have to learn a lot of things. There's going to be hurdles. There's going to be obstacles, but Archangel Raphael is here to guide you through it so that you can bring your light onto this world. And then we also have the Wheel of Life. Also want to mention that when you're bringing this light onto the world that we have in the star over here, because I see you guys as this light, I feel like if you guys go in this direction, you could be this beaming light. And what I mean by that is, if you're doing something that you're passionate about, the amount of livelihood, the amount of aliveness type of energy that you have in your body is just so powerful and so strong. That is what can help you conquer any obstacles, okay? Because when you're working in a field that you don't love, it's going to drain your energy. You're not going to be inspired by it. You're basically dimming your own light in order to just survive, in order to just feel secure. But when we take those risks, we step into the unknown, we can create whatever reality we want depending on what we focus on. If we focus on, oh, it's probably not going to work out, we're feeding that energy. If you focus on, I'm just going to make it happen no matter what, you're feeding that energy. So it really just depends where you go. And imagine living the life where you feel like you are a passionate ball of light every morning that you wake up. You're ready to take on those obstacles no matter what they are, because you're doing something that you love, and so you're ready to just face whatever you gotta face. You know what I mean? So anyway, the Wheel of Life. I am guided by the cycles of life and live in complete harmony with them. Ooh, okay. So this is talking about all the ups and downs. So it's not saying that you guys, it's not gonna be, and it can be perfect, it can be divine, it will be divine. Everything in life is divine. But this is saying that yes, there will be obstacles, but you're being guided through those obstacles because it's going to be the learning curve that puts you in that complete harmony, that puts you in that divine timing, because there is something as divine timing, which is why certain opportunities don't work out for us. For example, if you start your own business and you're about to pitch an idea or to someone or to get a client or whatever it is that you're doing, and say it doesn't work out and you're bummed about it and you're thinking, well, I don't know how to do this. Take that as a learning opportunity, because maybe it's there to teach you how to better communicate, how to better understand your clients and the people that you're helping, so you can alter the way that you present yourself and things like that in order to fulfill your dreams, in order to fulfill and uplift humanity as well. So maybe there's things to learn in that, and also maybe it wasn't the right opportunity to begin with, because maybe the second opportunity that you're going to get, or the third or the fifth or whatever number it happens to be, maybe that's the opportunity that you're like, I am so glad I didn't waste my time on all the other things that I thought were the best at the time, until I realized that I was meant to get this, and it's the one that will absolutely perfectly harmoniously fit in with your dream and guide you to the perfect place. Okay, so there is such a thing as divine timing. Of course, there's certain things that don't work out, but they are there to teach us something, so that when we get the opportunity of our dreams, we are ultimately prepared for it and we can handle it to the best of our ability. Okay, so that is why things don't work out sometimes. And so I kind of see this whole kind of path sort of unfolding. And then our next card that we have is Good Cheer, with a kind heart and with Yeah, with kind heart and humor free, may good cheer rule, so mote it be. So, if you keep that positive outlook, which I feel like you guys are gonna have, I feel like when you make this transition, I feel like you're gonna be so happy no matter what hurdles that you do face, which is probably why I'm going on this tangent right now, because I'm just kind of feeling that energy of that good feeling that you guys are gonna have, even if you guys are, you know, not making as much money at first. I feel like you guys are just going to be so happy to be doing something that you actually love, that it's going to motivate you to push yourself further and to go further into it. Okay, and so our next three cards that we have, we have Venus, love. So this is all about doing what you love. Venus is all about beauty as well. I feel like you're going to be inspired. I feel like probably in your career, you're also going to be inspired by something like beautifying something. And so maybe you guys are either going to work in makeup, or maybe like architecture, maybe design. Maybe you guys are going to design some certain things, something to deal with. It's a bit more artsy. Venus is a bit more artsy, and it's something where, you know, yes, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, but there's something to do with whatever you're doing that has to deal with like an aesthetic, essentially, most likely when we do have Venus coming up. Then our next house that we have, the next card that we have is the first house, the body. This is ruled by Aries. This is all about defining who am I? How can I go after it? This is really about thinking about you. How can I accomplish this? What do I have to do? Who do I have to become and be in order to do this? Because it's all about being. Like, the opportunity isn't going to fall on your doorstep if you aren't doing it, if that makes sense. So if you aren't doing your passion, if you aren't putting yourself out there, the opportunity isn't going to come your way, and you're going to wonder, why hasn't anything changed? It's because you need to really push yourself. You need to get out there. You need to do it. And so this is all about Aries going, doing it, and feeling that passion, having that eye, that, you know, moving on your gut and instincts that tell you that this is my passion, and acting on anything that feels passionate to you. And then we do also have Taurus, which is I have. So with Taurus, again, this is a sign that is actually ruled by Venus, one of the signs that's ruled by Venus. And Taurus is all about, again, beauty, feeling comfortable. You guys are probably going to be very inspired to work in an environment where you feel comfortable and you feel like you have dominion and control over your schedule, of the things that are going on around you. And so I see at the end of this whole year, I feel like you guys are pushing towards that. You guys are beginning that. First house is, again, like a new journey as well. So I see that you guys are, you know, embarking on this new journey, and that you guys are going to start to go for it. And you guys you're going to start raking in that potential. Taurus is also an earth sign. It rules money. It is actually the sign that rules money. And so I feel like you guys have this great potential to live in luxury as you make this transition. And it's because you're going to be passionate about what you're doing. And so it's not going to feel like you're working. It's like, oh, I could work 80 hours in a week and feel totally Gucci about it, because guess what? I love what I'm doing. And you feel comfortable in it, and you feel like you can relax. Your job feels relaxing to you because it's something that you love. And so I do feel like you guys are going to be really inspired to make that transition, but it's happening at the end of this next whole 12-month cycle for you guys. Then the next two cards that we have is the Koi Fish Spirit. There is always enough. So this is about really realizing that there is always enough. Koi fish are also very lucky as well. So this is like luck is on your side. There's really good things on your side. And don't worry, there is always enough. You guys might feel like there might be a lot of competition, because we have two cards here that really resemble fear of the competition that's out there. Fear of, am I really good enough to do this? There's so many other people out there that are better than me. There's always enough. There's a spot for you too. You have your own unique style that's different from everyone else. As long as you seek out finding it, there's enough opportunity for you to be successful in this as well. And it's realizing those big things. Then we do also have the Horse Spirit to end us off, which is freedom is yours. So now is a time to break free. Have that freedom. Don't feel stuck down. Don't feel weighed down. Don't feel like you're tied to something that you do not enjoy. It is time to let that go, especially at the end of this 12-month cycle, and knowing that there is enough for you to have abundance as well. So sending you guys all my love and all of those good vibes to make those dreams happen. We do also have We have a 33 over here. This is angel number. And so this is all about harmony. This is all about celebration. I feel like you guys are really going to be celebrating a lot. Together they equal a 6, which deals with harmony. And alone, 3s resemble, they're really connected to Venus. And so they're very much celebratory. They're very much like, ooh, we did it. And being able to have fun. So yes, and it's also being service to others as well, things like that. So hope you guys enjoyed today's reading. If you did, don't forget to give it a really big thumbs up for me. Hit that subscribe button down below if you have not already, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye. All right, so group number 2, if you guys chose this pile, this is gonna be your reading all about your career over the next 12 months. So let's hop right into it. All right, so pile number 2, here's what we have for you guys. So we start off with the 9 of Cups up, reversed, then we have the Knight of Wands upright, Fool reversed, Hermit upright, 2 of Swords being reversed, and we have the Strength upright. So just so you guys know, this layout goes 2 months, 2 months, 2 months, 2 months, 2 months, 2 months over the next 12 months. So this would be like, you know, the 6-month mark over here. And then there's the latter 6 months. So what is all of this showing for you guys about your career over the next year? So in the next 2 months, I feel like you guys are gonna feel a little bit like unfulfilled. Like, why isn't this happening? There might be a delay with your current situation right now, something along the lines of that, where you guys feel like things just aren't really moving forward and you're not really getting your dreams in order yet. And it feels like it's just kind of like up in the air. It's up in the air right now, guys. Or that you just like planted the seed and you're kind of waiting for it to sprout, but it hasn't quite sprouted just yet. Over the next 2 to 4 months though, we do have the Knight of Wands upright. This is a very good card. I love this card. So you guys are basically going to be on a new journey. The Knight of Wands can resemble that we have made a transition, we're moving, we've done we've made a change, like a shift. This is the energy of shift. Whew. I don't know why I felt that word so much in my soul when I said it, but you guys are making a little bit of a shifty shift, and it's going to be really inspiring. I feel like in the next 2 to 4 months, you guys are making a change and you're going to be like so all about it. You're going to have a lot of energy behind it. There's a lot of inspiration. There's a lot of push behind this of something that's going to really excite you. And we do also have the Fool being reversed. So I feel like you guys, you have a bit of knowledge behind here already. You have a bit of knowledge in your pocket. You're not totally naive to what you're going into. It's like you have a little bit of experience here already, but I do feel like you guys are going to be learning a little bit deeper as well. So over the next 6 months, it looks like you guys are going to feel a little bit of a delay, but then you're really going to be able to push it forward. And you're going to really feel like, okay, I've kind of been here before. I kind of know this area a little bit. And it feels a bit less naive, although there's things that are still going to be unexpected, because anytime the Fool comes up, there's things that are just like unexpected to us that are hopping in that we're like, oh, I didn't really think about that before. Okay, gonna need to like consider that, gonna need to jot that down in my notes, you know, like kind of that sort of stuff. And this flower is really popping out at me as well. I'm really just, my eyes just keep going to it. And so when I'm looking at this flower, I really see that there's like kind of a gift hidden here. So in the next like 4 to 6 months, I feel like something new is sprouting. Whatever seed that you planted is like, it's growing. But I do feel like you're gonna have to re-look at a couple things, okay? So the fact that this flower is kind of growing this way, it's growing towards the past, I do feel like you're gonna need to resort a couple things that you might have missed when you first began this new journey, and you're gonna it's kind of this like back and forth, and I feel like that's why there's a little bit of these delays. It's like you take 2 steps forward, 1 step back, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. And I feel like there's things that you're gonna need to hash out a little bit. And then we do also have the Hermit over here. This is the 6th to 8th month mark. And what this kind of really shows me, what this is really representing, is that you guys are going to have to take a deeper look into what you're doing. And so your career, you're really going to have to go a little bit deeper into it. You're going to have to gain a little bit more knowledge. I really feel like you're heading into this and you feel like you know a lot, but you're going to realize soon that you don't know enough. And you're going to be like, ooh, well, it's time for me to really like study deeper, look into this deeper, and really try to begin my journey of mastering this. We can't master things right away, so I don't see this as like a mastery card yet. But when I look at that, I feel like you're going to realize that there's still lots to figure out here. There's still lots to catch up on in order for you to feel like you can move forward further. And so I do feel like there's going to be a big time of like restudying, re-looking into these, talking with other people. I feel like it's more of a solo thing though. I feel like you're gonna really like stay up late, you know, on your laptop being like, ooh, I'm gonna Google this next. What do I need to know about this? And like, how do I get my ducks in a row over here to really push this forward in the best way possible? And I do feel like you're slowly going to be releasing a fear. I feel like during this time, it's going to be like, oh, there's things that I really need to rehash and relook at. And even though you want to move it forward so much and there's this big passion behind it, I feel like, again, you're going to be brought back to that knowledge space. And then in the 8 to 10 month mark, you guys are going to finally feel like, ooh, I'm like becoming free again. I feel like you're going to have to find a way to like kind of free yourself again with the knowledge that you're gaining. And so there's a part of you that might feel restricted because maybe you feel like you don't know, again, like I was saying, enough about the certain thing. And so after that, I feel like you're finally going to let down the veil and you're going to be like, oh, I see the big picture now. Maybe it's like a big picture problem because you didn't see the whole picture. But with this seclusion, because I feel like you guys are gonna go on like a little bit of a hermit stage, of course, when we have the hermit, that's exactly what it represents. You guys are finally gonna be ready for the reveal. Oh, I got goosebumps when I said that. So that's like the truth behind that. So on the 8 to 10 month mark, that is going to be your big reveal. Ooh, I get goosebumps I have goosebumps all over my body when I said that. So you guys are going to be preparing something new and something big. I feel like you're just burning under the surface. You know what I mean? It's that little candlelight. You guys are being a little bit secretive about something that you guys have been working on. 8 to 10 months, whoo, it's ready for the reveal. And you guys are going to be like, oh, I've done it in the best way possible, the best way that I can. This 10 to 12 month mark over here with strength. Ooh, I'm about to like get emotional. I don't know why. This strength card over here is like, you're going to go at it with confidence. This is ruled by Leo, of course. We have the Leo of the lion right here. I feel like you guys are like, you know, you're this one right here holding your little ball of light with confidence. You're so confident about what you've been working on. You feel so good about what you've been working on that Leo the lion is like, I'm ready for the spotlight, you know what I mean? It's like you're at the theater and the curtains just roll back in the next 10 to 12 months for you guys. It's like those curtains roll back and you're ready to like reveal your new idea, your new journey, your new stuff. And it's like you have done the work. The strength card over here, you have put in the work. You've put in the patience. I feel like there might be a little bit more patience that you guys need to have, but I do feel like there's a very strong energy here. When I look at strength, there's a very strong momentum behind what you guys are doing. And you guys have really looked and checked off all the boxes over here. And I feel like that's what this kind of midpoint was about, was like, ooh, there's a couple things that I need to relook at. And you guys are gonna relook at them, you guys are gonna rehash them, you guys are gonna perfect them. And then the reveal happens. Woo! Feeling like real good about that. I can't wait to see what you guys are coming out with. Like, comment down below. Do you have ideas? Maybe don't share them yet, actually, because we have the hermit, so maybe you guys aren't ready to share them yet. But I'm really excited to see what you guys are going to end up doing, because with the strength card, I do really feel this big energy behind it that's just like pumping up. And I feel like because you guys have really taken the time to plan it out and check off all the boxes and make sure that you're doing it properly, I feel like there's this really strong energy behind it, this unstoppable, unwavering energy behind what you guys are doing. And I really think it's going to pay off in the long run. So our next two cards that we have Crystal Ascension. I am attuned to the universal wisdom and energy of the Crystal Kingdom. So with this Crystal Ascension card, this is like, I really feel like you guys are going to be up-leveling yourselves. I feel like this whole thing is about ascension, going to that next level. And of course, you know, sometimes when we climb higher, we realize that, ooh, we need to readjust ourselves a little bit in order to get even higher. We need to take that moment to pause in order to rethink about how can we get to the top of the mountain with it being done correctly. Because if you just rush to the top of the mountain and you're mountain climbing, you don't think about it correctly, you might end up really effing yourself and falling down to the bottom of the mountain really quick. So as long as you do it properly, which I feel like you guys are absolutely doing, if you're doing it properly, and you take a moment to pause every once in a while to be like, okay, am I doing this the best way? Is there a better action plan over here? Do I have my boots on right? Do I have this on right? Is everything secure? As long as you know you're making all that sure, then you can see the problems before they happen. And then when you get to the top of the mountain, you get to the top, you know, maybe a little bit later than you anticipated, but you get up to the top strong and confident because you did it right. You know you did it right. You know that you're secure. You know that everyone behind you that's on your team is secure and ready. And so I feel like that's what this ascension is all about. You guys are ascending to the next level and you're doing it properly. This is all about really checking off those boxes. Then we also have root chakra. So this is all about, let me just read the bottom and then I'll get into my own interpretation. So I have everything I need to survive and I grow on the physical plane and grow on the physical plane. So this is all about security. Root chakra is all about your security. It's all about manifesting. So what does the root chakra do? It takes the energy from the higher chakras, from the crown chakra, filters it down through the ideas of the third eye, through the throat of the throat chakra where you really speak about it, you learn about it. It's all about learning as well. Then it moves down to the heart chakra where you feel that passion for it. And then it moves down to the, you know, the solar plexus where we get the outward inspiration. We start to take action. Then sacral chakra where we, you know, start to tell our close friends about it, we get the help that we need, and then the root chakra of the actual physical manifestation into physical reality. So it's how the chakra system works when you're dealing with manifestation. So the root chakra is like, it comes to life. And so I really feel like at the end of this 12 months, you're really bringing a new idea to life in terms of career, and it's really solid. It's really there. It's going to help keep you secure. You've checked off all those boxes, like I said, and it's going to feel really, really dang secure. And I do feel like, you know, root chakra is all about money as well. It's how we manifest money. And the fact that we even have this card coming up, I really feel like it's going to ascend you in the monetary aspects of your life. So, it's really good. Then the next card that we have, we get destiny. All that I shall need to know as I walk shall now be shown. So I really feel like you guys are getting in tune with your destiny. 8 over here is ruled by Saturn. It's all about taking big chances. It's all about, yes, about money as well. And so maybe you guys are going to have to put in a lot of money into whatever it is that you're doing, but somehow it's really connected. You're feeling really good about it. You're checking off those boxes. You're making sure that you're doing all the right things. And then with that destiny, I feel like this is really like a big calling for you. And so there's not like an unsure bone in your body about it by the time you get there. And you're going to just feel so good about it and so ready. And of course, 8s, they do come with Saturn. It does come with obstacles, but Saturn is also physical reality. So you are really manifesting something into physical, tangible, material reality. Okay, so then our next 3 cards that we have over here, we have Gemini, I think. And so this is all about bringing your ideas to life, of course. So I do feel like even after the next 12 months, I think you're going to get even more ideas. I really think your mind is going to expand even more because you're going to have your one manifestation. You're like, where else could I take it? Where else could it go? How else could I expand myself? And what can I do with that? I really feel like there's going to be a lot of thinking involved, a lot of brain work, a lot of learning as well. Gemini is all about learning. And then we also do have Leo. And so it's funny, we have the strength card, that we have Leo. We were talking about that earlier. Total correlation. So again, you guys are going to be really confident about this. I feel like you're really inspired to bring confidence out in other people as well. There's this sense of wanting to be in the spotlight and being ready to be in the spotlight. You know, maybe you guys have had a past of being a perfectionist. It's kind of going to play out a little bit over here, but I feel like by the end of it, you guys are like, nah, we're going to reveal this one. We're going to actually execute this entire idea. We're not going to fall back on it. None of that. We're going to actually reveal it. You're totally going to be doing that. And then we do also have the 9th house of faith. This is ruled by Sagittarius. There's a lot of fire energy in here. I wouldn't be surprised if you guys are a fire sign or have a lot of fire in your chart, or just like significant placement of fire in your chart. And if not, because root chakra is also, it's very fiery, also very earthy. But anyway, yes, lots of passion here. You guys don't have to be one of those zodiac signs for it to correlate, but there's a high significance of that connecting. So then we also do have, the 9th house, which is ruled by Sagittarius, which is all about faith. This is all about learning. This is all about philosophy. This is all about ideas, bringing those ideas to a tangible physical reality. And so you guys are in the midst of doing that. And does this card also have a number 33 on it? It does. It's so funny. Our last pile literally had a number 33 on one of their cards as well. Interesting that 3s are coming up a lot. So this is all about celebration. I feel like there's going to be a really big party, really big celebration. Sagittarius is all about parties and celebrations, so it's kind of coincidental that they numbered it number 33. And it is also about harmony. I feel like there's a harmony in this. It kind of just fits well. It's just, everything's working out in the way that it's supposed to. It's a big learning lesson as well. I do feel like it's going to expand a lot though as well, because Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, the planet of expansion, or Sagittarius itself rules Jupiter, I should say. But so you guys will be expanding so much. I feel like this is going to expand opportunities that fall in your lap as well. So just keep that in mind as well. And then our last two cards that we have the Starfish Spirit, open to infinite possibility. This is so much like the Sagittarius 9th house card that we have over there. This is like, again, a very Jupiter type of sayings, very Jupiter type of sentence, open to infinite possibility. So there's a lot of opportunities that I feel like are going to come your way. The starfish in itself just reminds me of a huge blessing. This is like a blessing. This is like one of those moments where it makes you a star for a bit. You're going to get a lot of recognition for whatever it is that you're doing. This is just very like, whoo, very powerful. And then we also do have the Beaver Spirit. Lay a solid foundation. I was talking about solid foundations earlier because we had that root chakra and that strength card, and this is all about those like solidifying everything. And so I do feel like at the end of that 12-month cycle, you guys are going to feel like you're very solid in it. You guys are going to feel very like secure, like no one can budge you out of it. Nobody can talk you out of it anymore. You're in it. You've gotten the feet wet. You're in the pond, you know what I mean? And no one's taking you out of it. So that is what I see for you guys. Pile number 2. I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. If you did, don't forget to give it a really big thumbs up for me. Hit that subscribe button down below if you have not already, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye. All right, so group number 3. Group number 3. If you guys chose this pile, this is going to be a reading all about your career over the next year. So without further ado, let's hop right into it, starting now. All right, so pile number 3, here's what we have for you guys. We start off with the Temperance being reversed, then we have the World upright. Then we have the 6 of Swords being reversed. Then we have the 6 of Pentacles upright. It's funny, we have 2 6s. And I think in another pile we had like 2 of the same that were right in the middle as well, with numbers anyway. And then we also have the King of Wands being reversed. And then we have the 5 of Swords being reversed. So let's talk about what all of this means for you guys. So starting off with these 2 major arcanas, I feel like in the first, just so you guys know how this is all working, each card represents the next 2 months, and so this would be 1 to 2 months, 2 to 4, 4 to 6, so on and so forth until the whole year. So this is your whole year kind of outlook and perspective of what each couple of months is going to look like and unfold. So when we start off with the Temperance being reversed over here, I feel like you guys aren't really finding something that really resonates with you, that really mixes with you. It's like trying to mix oil and water. You guys haven't really found something that really feels you. I feel like you guys are still a little bit confused about what you do want to do in your career. There's a little bit of this like, oh, there is a siren. It's so funny that I move somewhere that like is quite quiet, but somehow in my videos, the one time that we get a siren during the day happens to be when I'm filming every single time. It's so funny. But anyway, so again, you guys haven't really found something that's really calling your soul, that's really mixing with you. It seems like you guys have passions for things. It seems like you guys have interests, but whenever you try to find and pick a certain career, it somehow just doesn't sit. It doesn't sink in. It doesn't feel like it's invigorating your soul. There's things that like, it's like, yeah, I could do that. Yeah, I could do that. Could do that. But it's like, it hasn't clicked. There hasn't been the click yet. And that's why we have this Temperance being reversed. And so over the next 2 months for you guys, I do feel like there's going to be this feeling of wanting to discover something that clicks with you, but you haven't really found something that does click with you. But then we do also have the World that's next. So in the next 2 to 4 months from now, what this is representing is being more explorative. That's the word. You're going to be a little bit more explorative over the next 2 to 4 months. And this is kind of finding out, okay, well, if I did this, what would this look like? Kind of looking at the big picture for a little bit, placing yourselves in the idea of doing this or doing that and kind of figuring out, playing with these ideas to kind of figure out what might inspire you. And then over the next 4 to 6 months, I see you guys almost like dabbling into old things that used to interest you, because I feel like you guys are trying new things and it's not really yet clicking. And so in 4 to 6 months, it's like you guys are returning to, oh, well, I used to do that. Maybe I could make that thing come alive, or maybe I could do that. The 6 of Swords is all about returning to something that you guys have maybe once dabbled in and kind of figuring it out, tinkering with it, playing with the idea of it. I don't feel like it's yet gonna click though, even during that part. And so I feel like you guys are still gonna be kind of tinkering around with what does really resonate with me? What do I really want to do? And how do I find my destiny? How do I find my passion? How do I do any of that? And then we do also have the Six of Coins, the Six of Pentacles being upright. And so I do feel like over the next 6 to 8 months, this is when you guys are going to really start to be like, okay, I want to help people. I want to inspire people in some kind of way. And maybe I want to even inspire people to find their passion. And maybe that's something I am passionate about, is maybe doing something along the lines of that. But I feel like you guys are going to start to really realize and ask yourself bigger questions about how do I want to leave my footprint in the world? And I feel like there's a certain aspect of you that's going to realize that you want to help people in some kind of way. You want to inspire people in some kind of way. You want to uplift people, and you also kind of want to uplift yourself. And I do feel like you're going to get kind of help from those around you. I feel like people will be sprinkling their ideas at you, and you're going to be like, you know what? That's a kind of good idea. I feel like there might even be somebody that comes into your life that offers you an opportunity, a certain job, and you're gonna be like, maybe I could do that. Maybe that's like something I could do. I don't know. And I do feel like you guys are gonna think about it, though I don't feel like it's the thing, if that makes sense. When we have the Knight or the King of Wands being reversed next, you don't yet feel in your power. You don't feel like you've stepped into your true purpose. You feel like, okay, yeah, I could do this thing, and it does make me a bit of money. And so I do feel like you're going to be making some extra side money in the 6 to 8 month mark from now. But it's not going to fulfill that desire and that need to find a more destined purpose. I feel like you guys aren't really getting the recognition of feeling like you have created something. I feel like there's this internal feeling like I want to create something of my own. And I want it to be unique to me. I want it to fulfill me on the biggest level. And I feel like you guys haven't quite tapped into that yet in the 8 to 10 month mark. It's feeling like, okay, well, I could do these other things, and sure, they kind of work, but it's still not hitting that scope of where I want it. Want it to go. It's funny, I hit my camera right when saying that. And so you guys are going to kind of be playing around with these ideas, kind of feeling this out. And then we do also have the Five of Swords being reversed. And so I feel like you guys are going to be like, okay, no more am I going to be wasting my energy on other people's dreams, other people's things that they want me to do, other people's ideas for me, other people's businesses. I'm not going to, and of course we sometimes need side jobs to get us through once in a while. And so it's fine. But I feel like you guys are finally making this big transition of, I can't keep, working for other people just to make their business successful. I can't keep, doing things that aren't fully fulfilling to me. I can't keep listening to what other people tell me I should be doing. I feel like that's a really big aspect of this card, is breaking free from what others may expect from you, okay? Then our next two cards that we have meditation. I meditate daily to allow universal wisdom to flow through me. I will say that the one thing that has absolutely changed my life, and I know I have many other people in my life that this has absolutely changed their life as well, is meditation. Because meditation clears the mind, it calms the mind. Throughout the day, we're constantly thinking. Try clearing your mind for a second. Even just sit here, pause the video for the next 30 seconds, maybe even for a minute, and try to think about nothing without letting one single thought flow through your head. It's almost impossible, right? And so this is why we tend to have a lot of confusion happening with us. This is why we tend to have a lot of feeling like we can't make a choice and feeling like we need opinions of other people. But when we're listening to the opinions of other people, we're not doing what we want. We're not taking action from where we want to go, because they're not in our shoes. They have their own different filter. They have their own different perspective of the world. They have their own different passions and desires that are different from yours. And so if you ask somebody else, what do you think I should be doing? Do you have any ideas for me? It's not going to be fully aligned to you. Most of the time, 99.99999% of the time, it's not going to be something that you actually want to do. And so when you meditate and you clear your mind for a little bit and you start to really tap into, your inner deeper feelings, and you kind of just listen to your own thoughts, even just allowing those thoughts to come in, don't even try to completely quiet your mind, just listen to those thoughts that come in. And that, as you listen to that, you'll start to become very clear on who you are, where you stand, and where you want to go, because your thoughts are constantly there, but we get clouded by them because we're constantly thinking, oh, but what if that happens? Oh, but what if this happens? Oh, but... And so we end up closing ourselves off to a lot of the opportunity that's around us because our ego tries to keep us safe. And so anytime our mind tries to expand and like, ooh, and our soul says, oh, I want to go over there, I want to do that. And then the ego's like, but don't do that, because like, what if? The ego is there to help us survive, okay? But as you meditate, you begin to separate the ego from the soul a little bit. And I mean, they're both interconnected in a way. But as you begin to listen to both, you start to begin to decipher the difference between what I want and what holds me back because of my fear. And you begin to align a little bit more to your destiny that way as well. So I highly recommend meditating. Since that card came up, that's a bit of spiritual advice over there. And then we do also have, reach out. I reach out my hand and my heart to connect and to unite all of humanity. So this kind of goes along with the Six of Pentacles card that we had. So this is like, I feel like there's a part of you guys that really wants to assist people, that really wants to help people, that really wants to guide people, things like that. Reach out. This is also really making me feel like reaching out for opportunities and just having your hand out to receive. It's not like you guys shouldn't be just, like aggressively trying so hard to find something, because that creates a lot of resistance to finding something. But if you just open up the idea to opportunity and allow it to flow in by just meditating and being open to whatever ideas come your way, and then taking action on those ideas and those inspired things, take action from that place. Don't take action from a place of lack, because then you'll find lack. If you're taking action from a place of like, I need to find out what my destiny is because I don't know what it is. If you're taking action from that place, you're creating more of that energy. Wherever you take action from, that's going to be the reaction. If you take action from a place of, I desire to find my purpose, and I'm open to discovering my purpose, and I'm going to keep my eyes open, my mind open to seeing what opportunities come my way and feeling out which ones resonate me. And if there's one that does, I'm going to act on it from that point. Act on the inspiration that falls onto your lap. Act on that. Do not act on the feeling of, I do not have it, I need to find it. Let it flow to you. Let the opportunities come in. When you feel an idea that you're inspired about, then take action. That's my little piece of advice for a little bit. Our next card that we have Justice. By the power of 3 by 3, Matt delivered justice to me. So this is all about finding balance. This is finding the balance within. I feel like, again, this is the balance of the mind. This is about Libra. And so this is finding your internal balance. Libra is an air sign. It is what rules justice in the justice system. And it is an air sign that's all about the mind, the thoughts. And so I feel like your mind is the one that's been holding you back a lot. And so as you meditate, as you just give yourself quiet time to reflect on yourself, your own thoughts, your own feelings, I feel like you're going to be really guided by that in the right direction. The next 3 cards that we have Chiron of Healing. So this is about the wounded warrior, let's say. And so this is feeling like you're being held back because you feel like you're not good enough, okay? So Chiron's like, we need to heal ourselves. We need to realize that we are worthy and that we are good enough and that we have lots to offer the world. And so this is kind of like that realization of, okay, I am enough and I'm just going to be enough. This is worried about what other people are going to think of you if you do your passion. This is worried about what other people are going to say about you behind your back if you do your passion, because like, oh my God, like they're trying to do this, blah, blah, blah. It's fine, guys. Just do it anyway. People are going to say whatever they want. And then when you become successful, you can be like, well, you don't even need to say anything. You just laugh it off. Anyway, so Chiron of Healing, this is like, you are worthy, and you can let the story of Chiron is he's like the wounded warrior, but then he ends up letting his wounds be his strengths because he's been through all of this, he's seen all of it. And so let any wounds that you have or scars that you have, let them be your strength. Don't make decisions based on the wounds that you have, okay? Don't, like, let go of the perspective of your wounds for a little bit and see how you would act without that perspective of, oh, I can't. See what you could do if you just let go of your current perception of wounds and hurt and past trauma. Let it go and see what then becomes available to you, because that is going to be an inspiring life. If you stop yourself from moving forward because of certain past things, you're literally just keeping yourself in the same scenario, you're basically saying that I'm confined to the same place, which is a very victim type mentality when we get Chiron coming up. This is a very victim type mentality. And that just holds us in the same place. And then we love the drama of talking about, oh, woe is me, I can't do this because of my past. But then we go to bed every night being like, oh, why isn't there change for me? Why aren't I where I want to be? You are keeping yourself there because you love to talk about and get the attention. Well, not all of us. This can kind of be a definitely trigger thing that I'm saying, but if you guys kind of meditate on it, I'm sure there might be a few of you that definitely relate to it, is like the idea of almost enjoying your stuckness because it gets attention and it's an entertaining story to tell, and it validates why you're not where you want to be, and it makes you feel comfortable because it validates why you cannot get where you want to go. Whereas you could just take responsibility for it and say, you know what, I'm no longer letting my pain hold me back. I'm no longer using that as an excuse. I'm just going to let it go now, and I'm going to go my own way. I love this one example. I feel like I really need to tell you guys this, so I'm just gonna tell it to you guys. Sorry for going off on a tangent, but I really feel like you guys need to hear this. Dr. Joe Dispenza, I was watching one of his documentaries like a little while ago, and it was so funny. He used this example of two different people who go through the same scenario. So say there's a woman with children, and she's in a happy marriage, and her husband comes home one day and says, I am moving with my secretary to like the south of France, basically, is what Dr. Joe Dispenza uses in the example. And the wife is just like, oh my God. And she's left with the kids, and she now has to support her kids on her own, and her husband just left her, and she's single, and she's, needs to redo her life. And she's constantly living in this story of like depression. She's feeling sad. She feels like she was a victim because her husband did this to her and left her in this situation. And she's constantly telling people this story. And 10 years from now, she's still telling people that story and still living in that same emotion, still living in that same place, and saying that I am the way that I am because my husband did this to me. And, it's a wonderful excuse to keep us locked in the same thing. It's a wonderful way to keep us in that victim place of feeling like we can't do anything because someone did something to us or something happened to us to where we cannot go forward. But then there's a second scenario of a different woman who, her husband comes home one day and he's like, I love this example. I'm going to use it word for word, his example. Her husband comes home one day and he's like, I'm moving to the south of France with my secretary and the mailman. And she's like, okay, all right. But she doesn't let that stop her. And she says, you know what? I'm going to take this as a new opportunity. I'm going to get over my emotions. Yes, there's grief. Yes, there's pain. I'm going to get over it, and I'm going to provide for my kids the best that I could ever provide for them. I'm going to do the best that I can. And so she gets this new job. She gets hired by this new company, and she meets the man of her dreams in this company, and he is great. And she's like, you know what? I'm going to take on this new opportunity. And then she moves to the south of France with her new husband, and she's seeing her old husband. She's like, hi. And now she's with her like dream man who's the CEO of the company, and she's all like, yeah, I did it, and I'm doing great. And people are asking her, well, what happened to you? And I thought your husband left you with his secretary. And she's like, you know what? That was the best thing that ever freaking happened to me, because now I met my real soulmate, and now we're traveling the world and doing all these things, and it's freaking great. So there's two different outcomes that can happen to every scenario that happens to you. You can let it be a strength. You can see it as the best thing that's ever happened to you. You can see it as the universe giving you an opportunity for change and an opportunity for a new blessing. Or you could take it in a way of, I'm debilitated and I cannot move forward because this emotion is too much for me to process. There's two different scenarios. So which one are you going to live? Are you going to live in this same spiral of well, I can't do it, and I haven't done it yet, and I can't because now I'm too old, or now, I missed the opportunity, or this happened to me and I'm still upset about it and I can't get over it. Yes, I understand that things are very hard to process. I mean, like, I've been through divorce myself, so, I mean, it's been, I know a little bit about, and there's definitely people that have been through much worse things than that. Obviously, you guys might have experienced something totally different and totally crazy, but you can use it as a strength to propel you forward into creating you're basically given a blank canvas of what do you want to create now? What do you want to do now? And you can choose to go in that direction of that new canvas instead of continually living in the emotion of the past. So that's basically what I really wanted to tell you guys. Hopefully that can inspire you guys. Anyway, the next card that we have is Sagittarius IC. This is all about creating that vision, okay? Sagittarius is all about expansion, creating a vision and going for it. Sag is all about like that optimism, bringing in the optimism, seeing the glass half full, that type of stuff, right? And so it's time for healing, and it's time to go in this new direction and to see the potential reality that you have in front of you and to create that potential reality from the imagination, the vast imagination that you have. And then our next card that we have is we have Capricorn. So this is all about climbing that mountain. This is the card of the sheep who's climbing, or the goat, I should say, who's climbing the mountain. He's a mountain goat. And you guys have the strength to do it. This is realizing all of your talents that can get you to the top of your mountain, and realizing what do you want to create and what do you want to do. So first you need to heal yourself. You need to realize that you are worthy and that you can do whatever you want to do. Do not let your emotions hold you back and restrict you from living your ultimate dream life. Do not let your emotions restrict you from that. Then our next two cards that we have the Electric Eel Spirit. Bring your ideas to life. This is electrifying those ideas, bringing that inspiration and realizing that yes, you are worthy. You got this. You can do it. You have everything that you need to make this happen. You just need to realize that and open yourself to the potential and the ideas that can make it happen. There's so many stories of all of these very successful people that, they're like, I used to live on my best friend's couch, and then I just had this idea and I just made it happen, and I had $50 in my pocket, and I just took that $50 and invested it into this and created more of it, more of it, more of it, more of it, more of it. For example, when I started my crystal shop, I had $200, bought my first wholesale crystals with $200, and I just kept reinvesting into it until it became something that's like decently successful now. So you can do it. Even if you have minimal resources, bring your ideas to life, okay? Bring them to life. And then we also do have the Skunk Spirit, know your worth. Oh, I love that card to end us off, because this is all about knowing that you are worthy of this, knowing that no matter what has happened to you in the past, you have everything. You are so worthy. You can have anything. Just because maybe even you've made mistakes in the past, that doesn't discount your worth. As long as you learn from those lessons, that's the beauty of life right there. That's what life is all about, is learning those lessons when we make mistakes, right? And so even if you've made mistakes in the past, know that you're still worthy of creating whatever future that you want to do. You are absolutely worthy of that. Just because you're not, you haven't been doing it for 50 plus years, and there's other masters out there who might be, better at their skill than you, doesn't make you unworthy. You're still so worthy. You can still go out there and make your dreams happen. You can still practice for the next 50 years and, do what they do. And you can start off, we all start at a certain page on a certain phase. Okay, we all start somewhere. Just begin it and know that you're so worthy of accomplishing all of your greatest goals, and you can do that. You just need to begin it and let go of the fear that holds you back, and just bring those ideas to life with that electric eel spirit, and just bring it to life. So sending you guys all my love, all my inspiration. I love you guys so, so, so much, and hope this all goes well for you. That was your outlook for the next year of your career. So I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. If you did, don't forget to give it a really big thumbs up for me. Hit that subscribe button down below if you have not already, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye! All right, so group number 4, if you guys chose this pile, this is going to be your career outlook, a glimpse into it over the next year. So let's hop right into it. All right, so pile number 4, here's what we have for you guys. We start off with the 8 of Wands being upright. Then we have the Ace of Swords reversed. Then we have Empress reversed. Then we have Page of Swords reversed. Then we have the Strength reversed. Then we have the Oppression upright. So let's talk about what all of this means. So just so you guys know, how I'm reading this is essentially like each card represents the next 2 months. And so this would be 1 to 2 months, 2 to 4 months, 4 to 6, so on until 12 months. So this is how it unfolds over the next year. So in the beginning, we have the 8 of Wands. I do feel like over the next 1 to 2 months, I feel like things are going to feel like they're pushing forward. There's ideas that are pushing forward. I feel like you're getting downloads of ideas about what you could do based on career. I feel like things in career are moving forward. They just feel like they're flowing, and you're getting ideas coming to you. I feel like you're getting even people hitting you up like, there's this job, there's that job. You want to do this, I want to do that. I feel like there's a lot of opportunity in front of you right now. But then we have the Ace of Swords being reversed. And so over the next 2 to 4 months, I feel like there's a sense where you guys are like, oh, this could be somehow thoughts are bogging you down. Ideas are bogging you down. So maybe you feel like, oh, I want to do this idea, but it'll never happen. Or this is like feeling like you can't complete something, feeling like your mind is like, oh, we're just gonna move on to the next thing now, or like, we're not good enough to complete that, it's not gonna actually turn out the way that we want it. Or it's like anytime you feel like you begin something, it's like you get bored of it really quickly, or you get down on it really quickly, something along the lines of that. So it feels like there's something that's bothering you or stopping you from kind of living out that dream that you're trying to create, maybe even a little bit of delays of some kind. And then we do also have the Empress being reversed. And so this is like, anytime we try to birth an idea, we're stuck with something like our own mind, our own thoughts, or the opinions of other people that kind of like stop us from pushing forward on our beautiful, wonderful ideas. And we feel like anytime we try to kind of like come out with something, it's feeling like it's just not birthing. It's feeling like it's not birthing. Like imagine, you're incubating a great idea and all of a sudden you're just like trying to pop the idea out into reality. It's like, it's just not happening. And so over the next from now till 6 months from now, it feels like things just aren't moving forward correctly. It feels like anytime you try to work on something, somehow it's not manifesting right, okay? So there's some sort of block happening over here. And then over the next 6 to 8 months with the Page of Swords being reversed, it feels like you get very harsh with yourself, okay? There's a sense that you guys really want to start something, but you have been the obstacle standing in your way, okay? You've literally been the person that's sitting there on your own doorstep like, you really gonna go down that path? You really gonna do that? Do you really have what it takes to do that? I feel like you guys have these like thoughts that are coming into your mind that are stopping you from putting it out, or you're like, you're not good enough to put it out. That's not as good as, other things that I've seen and other things that I've seen that other people do. So are you really gonna do it? Do you really have what it takes? I feel like you're stopping yourself, okay? And so the next 6 to 8 months is you really kind of getting a little bit frustrated with yourself, and you really want to push forward, but there's this lack of confidence, this perfectionism that comes in that says, but is it ready to come out? No, it's not. It's not good enough. But guess what? It is. It literally is. We all start somewhere, okay? We all begin somewhere. And maybe you guys are even confused about what you want to do, and it seems like every time you try something, it's like, no, it's not for me. You guys keep stopping yourself from completing something, from doing something. And then we also have the Strength being reversed. And so this is like, we feel like we can't complete things. It feels like whenever we start something, it's just not getting completed. And it's because of these mindsets that you have. And it could also be the people that are around you that tend to stop you from doing things. Or it could even be your own mind. I feel like it's a little bit of a mix of both, to be honest with you. And you're kind of getting in your own way with these like, no, don't reveal it. That's why you have oppression. I feel like you keep oppressing your ideas because you're like, oh no, it's not good enough. I'm not good enough. It's not good enough. I can't make it good enough. And so I feel like you guys over this next year are going to be struggling to get, or not necessarily struggling. I don't like using that word. You guys are going to be kind of facing this obstacle. And this is a huge learning lesson, just so you guys know. This is one of the most common learning lessons that I see all the time with a lot of people. And so it seems like you guys are kind of hitting a brick wall constantly. But all of this is divine. This is teaching you how to let go. I think you guys are so worried about the opinions of other people that you hold yourself back. I feel like you guys internally maybe have this people-pleasing mentality that you're just like, I am scared of what they truly think about what I'm working on. I'm scared of what they're gonna say when I'm not around. I'm scared of the opinions of other people. You're also maybe scared of the change that it would bring into your life. Maybe you're like, oh, I so badly want to do that, but I'm scared of actually doing it because it's unknown. I haven't done it before. I'd have to learn so many new things. It's a scary place. Might as well just stay where I am and keep dreaming about it and hoping that it'll happen and live it out through my dreams because it's not actual reality. I have absolutely been there in my life, so I totally understand. But you're never going to get there if you don't challenge yourself to hear the criticisms of the world and you take it in and you use it as good feedback to then push you forward and use it as your strength to be like, okay, maybe I didn't make that in the greatest way possible. Maybe I could have changed that a little bit. You know what? I'm going to take it as an inspiration rather than an ego hit, because a lot of us take things really personally when we hear feedback, but that's fine. It's growth. It's literally growth. That's how you master something, is hearing the feedback of other people. And sometimes you can also discard that feedback. You can be like, you know what, you think I'm not good at this, but that's fine because I know that I am good at this and I'm happy with where I'm at and I'm just going to keep moving forward in it and I'm going to keep doing it. There's lots of people when you first start something, they're like, you don't have a talent for that. You're like, you can't do that. Guess what? Talents are also developable. Oh my God, the words I make up sometimes, guys, is freaking entertaining. But it's developable, you guys. You can develop more talent. You can work on that talent and make it the best thing possible. You can do it. You just need to start putting it out there so that you can reflect on it. You can reflect on what you've done and be like, I'm gonna make it even better next time because I am observing what I've done and I see what I've done and I've completed what I've done and I'm gonna make it better in this way next time. Work on that skill, keep doing it, keep pushing it forward. And if you feel like it's not something that you wanna do, maybe change it up a little bit, but I feel like you guys have an idea of what you wanna do. When I'm looking at this pile, I feel like you guys really have an idea of what you wanna do, but you haven't been pushing it forward. You've really been holding yourself back. You've never revealed what you've really done because you kind of get ashamed of it halfway through and you're like, oh, but no, guys, keep pushing forward. I'm giving you guys so much love right now to push this project forward and just get the inspiration and do it, because over the next 12 months, it seems like you're really gonna just be facing this sort of idea. And just so you guys know, all tarot is absolutely changeable. This is the reading for the exact moment that you chose this pile in, but if you're listening to this and you're like, I don't want it to take that long for me to figure this out. I'm going to figure this out in the next 2 months. Then this shortens down to the next 2 months and maybe you excel then further. But in this very moment, this is kind of like the reading of the energy, but anything is absolutely changeable. It's shiftable. If you're listening to this and you learn the lesson really quick, you don't have to be stuck to this timeline for the next 12 months, okay? And then the next two cards that we have Moon Goddess over here. I am in harmonious flow with the moon's energy and all phases of life. Ooh. So if you call in that moon energy, this is listening to your intuition, going with the flow of it. It's also about revealing because, sometimes we're scared to reveal the whole thing right away. So moon would be like, we reveal parts of it, or at least only to the close people around us. And we're like, you know what do you think of this thing that I've created? What do you think of this thing that I have an idea for? And take the constructive criticism, but take it as you will. If you hear something that you don't resonate with and someone tells you, oh, you shouldn't be doing that, you could be like, well, no, I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to do it anyway because I want to. You don't have to let it hold you back. Let it be a growth. Let it be something that can push you forward further. And then we also do have the fire element, which is all about passion. It's all about finding that passion, realizing that, you know what, I'm going to do this anyway, and igniting your soul. And I think the reason why this hasn't pushed forward yet is because every time you do it, you get too clouded in your mind and it puts out the fire. Because you get too clouded with everything and your emotions come in and they're like, oh, I'm just going to hold myself back. It's fine. And you literally repress and oppress that fire. It's like putting a what is it called? Those blankets that they put on fires that make them go out, whatever they're called. Anyway, it's like putting one of those blankets on it and being like, nope, we're just gonna hide that. Yes, I'm passionate about it, but I don't want people to see it, so we're just gonna hide it. No. Time to take that blanket off. Time to just let it sing. Let it come out of you. Let it flow out of you, because it's the only way you are going to bring it into your reality, is if you just liberate yourself, let your inhibitions go and just do it. And whatever feedback you get, I think a lot of us, we're always so scared of what people think of us. And we're always so scared of like certain feedback that we can get. Depending on your reaction to it will depend on, you know, how it plays out. You know, if somebody gives you some harsh feedback of like, oh my God, that was like the worst thing I've ever seen, you shouldn't be doing that, you could literally just laugh at it and be like, well, I'm just gonna do it anyway, thanks. You know, and that's like a funny way of handling it, and it really disperses that energy and makes it not so significant and not so impactful, you know what I mean? So you could literally just laugh at it and be like, yeah, well, I'm just beginning, yeah, I'm just gonna keep down doing that. You know, like, it's totally fine. I've done that so many times in my life. And that's what really helped me get over a lot of like fear of other people's judgments. It's just kind of like, you know, not taking it harshly. A lot of people expect you to take it harshly, but if you don't, you take it with like a different emotion, for example, like humor, or you take it in a very light manner and you're just like, you know what, you're right, I need to work on this skill a lot. You know, if you take it in that sort of way, all of a sudden it becomes like a humorous, lighthearted moment. But anyway, next card that we have Safe Home. I cast this circle roundabout. Safety now is beyond doubt. So I feel like you guys need to create your sanctuary. You need to feel safe when you're doing your projects, when you're working on your career, when you're doing the things that you want to do, and you start thinking about what you really want to do. I feel like you need to create that safe space where you don't feel like you're going to be super judged right away for what you're doing. And like, you know, maybe if you're worried about like what your roommates are going to think of it, or what, like, you know, other friends are going to think about it, what people in your school are going to think about it, do it in a place where you feel like you can do it on your own, and you don't have those judgments around you, or only reveal, you know, your work to the people that you really trust and the people that you really appreciate and people that you know are going to give you good, honest feedback, but also support you along the way. So kind of like, you know, find your happy medium over here. And I feel like that's what you guys are going to be doing over the next 12 months, let's say, in your career. But I feel like you're really, you know, you're wanting to do something. You're wanting to create something, and you will be, because we do have this fire coming out over here. So I feel like you will be as time goes on. But over the next year, it's like, you know, you're working on this, but then you're also heading in this direction of finding your confidence. Fire element, all about finding that confidence, feeling safe internally, and realizing that the only way to feel safe is if you feel safe internally. Nothing else outside of you is going to make you feel safe. You need to find that inspiration, that passion, that security on your own. And then that's what you'll then thus create more of in your life. So then we have a Black Moon Lilith of mystery. And so I feel like, you know, maybe you're not ready for the big reveal yet. Maybe you can keep it a little bit more of a mystery. And I think you still will be over the next year while you kind of like work on it and you perfect it a little bit more. But don't become too ultra perfectionist. Allow the room to grow. Everyone has this room to grow. Don't think that you need to be a master before you come out with something. And then we also do have Saturn of Truth, because, you know, if you wait to be a master of something before you come out with something, you'll never come out with something. All of us, we start somewhere. We gotta take that initiative and begin somewhere. So then Saturn Truth, you know, there will be obstacles that you guys have to hurdle over. There will be restrictions that you have to get over in your own mind to then pass by and gain the wisdom. So I feel like over the next 12 months, you're gonna be gaining so much wisdom upon, like, you know, your career and what you want to be doing and how to actually do that and how to perfect that. You're gonna be learning so much about it. I do feel like you guys might even get this opportunity towards you where you guys can expand more and learn more. You guys are going to be studying more about it. And honestly, you guys have a really developed mind, and you're going to have a very developed mind over the next year about this area that you really want to pursue and go into. I feel like you guys are really going to be learning a lot, okay? Tons, in fact. Then we do also have these last two cards, Chameleon Spirit, Act As If. Put yourself in the scenario of someone who already lives out their passion, who's already doing this. Live in that moment already. And you know, if you want to be an artist, be the artist. Start painting every day. Start sectioning off time in your week to paint at least once a day or once every second day, at least once every second day, let's say. And just start doing it. And then we also have the Seahorse Spirit, Watch and Wait. Ooh, I love ending on that card. So as you guys start sinking into this, as you guys start just becoming this new person and having that confidence, watch and wait and see what happens, because I promise you guys, your dream future will begin to unfold as you go down this path. Okay, so over the next year, you're facing all these different things, letting go of that perfectionist mentality, realizing that it's okay where you're at, and you can just continue working towards, your skills and your talents, and let go of the perfectionist need and start just revealing yourself. Then watch and wait and see what happens. So this card is about that potential unfolding. So this is about whatever potential that you have in your mind, wherever you want to go, as long as you have that in your mind, watch and wait and see how it unfolds. But you have to keep doing it. You have to keep doing it, you guys. So watch and wait after that. Sending you guys all my love. Hope you guys enjoyed this reading. If you did, don't forget to give it a really big thumbs up for me. Hit that subscribe button down below if you have not already, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye. All right, so my last pile number 5. If you guys chose this pile, this is gonna be your career reading over the next year. So a glimpse at the next year of your career. So let's hop right into it. All right, so pile number 5, here's what we have for you guys. We start off with the 7 of Wands being reversed, then we have the Queen of Swords being reversed, then we have the 5 of Pentacles upright, then we have the 3 of Pentacles upright, then we have the Page of Cups reversed, and then we have the 5 of Cups being reversed. So let's talk about what all this means, and just so you guys know, the way that I'm reading this is essentially each card represents 2 months. And so this is over the course of 12 months, because of course we have, 0 to 2 months from now, then we have 2 to 4, 4 to 6, it goes on and on and on until our 12-month mark. So this is all about, a glimpse at how the coming months will be in terms of your career. So first off, when we do have the 7 of Wands being reversed over here in the next 0 to 2 months, it just feels like you guys have all these reasons about why you are where you currently are, and it feels like there's a lot of competition ahead of you. It feels like there's a climb ahead of you, and it might feel like there's certain reasons why you feel a little bit stuck. This is feeling a little bit stuck, okay? And the next 2 to 4 months looks like, with the Queen of Swords being reversed, this is kind of like someone is around us that's telling us we cannot expand further, and that it feels restricting. I feel like there is a person in your life, most likely a woman, could be your mom, maybe, something like that. Most likely a woman, since it's the Queen. It could still be a guy, but usually the Queen most of the time represents a woman in our lives that is kind of being a little bit restricting upon us and telling us that, oh my gosh, like, just do it this way and do these things and da-da-da-da-da. It could even be a boss, maybe, that you currently have, something along the lines of that, maybe even a teacher, a parent, something along the lines of that, maybe even a friend. But somehow we're feeling like someone is around us that is putting you in a box, and you feel like, okay, maybe I should stay in that box. I'm not sure. Maybe I am in that box, and maybe it's not possible for me. There's like this confusing sort of feeling, and you feel really like you want to break free from that. So then the next 4 to 6 months, okay, you guys are going to feel like, you're going to feel a little bit rebelistic. Like, you really want to break free from that. And there's a sense of feeling like alone here. There's a sense of feeling like a little bit like trapped, and that you need to do it on your own, because clearly you don't have like support, and you feel like you don't have support, but let me tell you, you do, and support is coming in. But somehow in 4 to 6 months, it's going to feel like you're not really supported in the direction that you want to go, and it feels like someone important to you isn't supporting you. And then with the 3 of Pentacles over here as our next card, the next 6 to 8 months is all of a sudden, I feel like the people that do support you are all of a sudden going to kind of be by you, okay? And you're going to start to come across people that do support you. And you're going to realize that you need help in order to get where you want to go. And this help is going to come in, okay? And so I see like certain friends helping you out, maybe even certain classmates around you, certain people like peers or teachers that can help you. So maybe you guys are in college or something like that. Maybe you guys, in your current job, and you're expressing these feelings, and people are like, yes, I support this. Yes. Maybe there's even a friend that you have that's like, oh, I could totally help you on this journey. I want to do this journey with you. Whatever the case may be, I do feel like you guys are going to have support in the next 6 to 8 months to kind of go in the direction that you want to go. But then we do have the Page of Cups reversed. So there is this sense of feeling like, I don't know how I'm going to do it. And so after you get the support and you're finally surrounded by people who are like, I got your back, let's do this, let's make it happen, then it feels like, but how? How do we do it? I don't understand the path that's in front of us. Like, it almost feels like you need some sort of like very unique idea in order to do it. And you're like, what is the unique idea? What is the secret ingredient? I'm totally getting the idea of like secret ingredient. You guys are waiting to figure out what is the secret ingredient that's gonna get me where I wanna go. And this is the next 8 to 10 months right here. So in 8 to 10 months, it's like searching for your missing ingredient. And there's also a little bit of like, do I have what it takes? And I feel like because of this whole timeline right here, feeling like you aren't really being supported by somebody important to you, I feel like you're also gonna have that sort of ringing in the back of your mind, like thinking like, maybe I don't have what it takes. Maybe I should stay in my box because, you know, the box is safe, the box is secure, and I have my important person, you know, is feeling good about me staying in the box. Should I stay in the box? I don't know, should I stay in the box? Is my box kind of comfortable? I made the box the way I like it. The box is kind of comfortable. No, let's break free from the box. Hope you guys enjoyed my little funny voice there. But anyway, this is waiting for this magical ingredient, the secret idea that's gonna come to you. I feel like you're waiting for the secret idea, but I promise you, there's no secret ingredient, there's no secret idea. It's just, you just have to do. You just have to do, okay? A lot of the times, you know, we think about all these people that made it in the dream career that we want to have, and we're thinking like, what did they do that I'm missing? There's nothing that is missing in your reality that they didn't or did have as well. There's nothing more that you need. I'm just gonna tell you guys that right now. You're probably gonna have to figure that out on your own, but I'm just gonna tell you guys that from my own personal experience. There's no missing ingredient, you just gotta do it. And then the next card is the 5 of Cups being reversed. And so this is kind of feeling like, yeah, we are somehow feeling like we're missing something. There's this feeling of like we're lacking our special ingredients to make it happen. And it's like, you guys feel like, oh, but you know, if we were supposed to make this happen, we would need X amount of money. We would need these connections and these people. We don't have it. I don't know what to do. But then I feel like you guys are finally going to realize that, but we do have these couple things, and we could start it in this direction kind of thing. And so with this 5 of Cups being reversed, it's almost kind of like telling me that the 5 of Cups, by the way, reversed is so much brighter and positive than the 5 of Cups upright, because the 5 of Cups upright is looking at a pessimistic point of view, but when it's reversed, it's finally looking at the optimistic point of view. And so in 10 to 12 months from now, so at the end of this whole like year cycle that you guys are going to be in, you guys are finally going to be like, oh, well, you know what? We could just start, even though we don't have a lot right now. Let's just start it and see how we can grow it and how we can expand from there. So that's where you guys are going to be at in the next 10 to 12 months. And then the next two cards that we have. I read the word heart on here while I was picking these up. So the next 2 cards that we have is the heart chakra. I love myself and others unconditionally and nurture loving relationships. So this is time to start putting your energy to the things that support you. Start putting your energy and your time and surrounding yourself with people that bring you love, that bring you light and support you. It doesn't mean that you can't ever see these people ever again, especially if you are really close to them and you really love them. You can still be around them, but make time for also the people that nurture and support you, and have a lot more time in your life for that as well, and make more time for that, because that's going to really help excel you, connecting to that heart chakra, connecting to what really fulfills you, and having those heart-to-heart conversations. And I see you guys having that heart-to-heart conversation of like, this really fulfills me, and I need to go after it, because I'm going to regret if I don't try going after it. And don't even just try. The only time that failures come is when we stop trying. It wouldn't be a failure. For example, like Oprah, it's always the first example that comes to my mind. Like Oprah had tried being like a news anchor or something like that. I could be getting some of the facts wrong, but you get the point still with the story. So I think she was trying to be like a news anchor or something like that. And she got denied at all these places. And one of them even told her, like, you are just not fit for TV. And now look at her. She could have used that as like, oh, I failed at it. Like, I'm never going to do what I want to do. I'm never going to be what I want to be. And now look at her. She's like one of the richest people in the world who has such a successful show and whatever. I don't know about her as a person, but you know, it's a good example to show like, she did it. she didn't let that fail her. I know that there's some controversy. There's some people that are like, oh, I really like Oprah, and some people that are like, I don't like Oprah. I don't know. Just using it as an example, whether you like her or not, doesn't matter. But she did it anyway. She could have let that become a failure. So you're not ever going to fail unless you stop trying. That's basically just the point that I wanted to say. You're not ever going to fail unless you stop trying, okay? There's no such thing as failing until you say that, okay, I'm quitting it. I'm quitting. I'm not going to try anymore. That is failure. Only you can ever be the judge of when failure takes place. Okay, so I just wanted to say that for you guys. And then we also have the third eye chakra. I see the wisdom of my higher self and apply this wisdom in my life. So allow yourself to expand, allow yourself to grow, and I feel like that's what you guys are going to really be doing. And the third eye is like really trying to use your imagination of like, okay, listening to your intuition, following where your intuition tells you to go. So I really see you guys by the end of this 12-month cycle being like, okay, I'm going to listen to my inner guidance and let my inner guidance guide me to the perfect opportunities, to the perfect place, to the perfect area that I need to go in order for my dreams to happen. And so it's like really listening to what your inner guidance and your guides and your angels and your ancestors, all of them are like helping guide you towards listening to the signs that are around you. And so I really feel like you guys are really opening that intuition to kind of listen and have yourself guided to the perfect opportunities. And yes, there'll be some that don't work out. That always happens, but that's fine. It's not a failure. It's just because there's something that is more aligned to you that will be coming in the future. And then our next card, we have romance. Ooh, romance. It is sacred power. Let it come to me this hour. So I feel like you guys, this is all about really finding your inspiration. So in that 12-month cycle, this is really about finding like what really makes you come alive, what really makes you blossom, and how can you blossom? You're going to be figuring out how to do the blossom, you know what I mean? So this is finding out where you want to plant yourself, what you really want to have that passion be about. There also might be a chance that you guys might get sidetracked with romance, by the way. You might get swept up in a little bit of a romance while you're trying to do something, and it could be a little bit of a detour that you guys take in order to explore a more romantic relationship. Sometimes this comes up when we're like trying to find our passion and we get detoured by a romantic relationship that ends up teaching us a lot about where we need to go and where we need to be. And so I do feel like you guys are on this journey, but life is going to take you on this certain journey in order to learn these certain things, and certain things that catch your attention are going to start coming into your life. And it's not taking you off your path, it's helping you find your path. It's helping you get back onto your path, okay? So that's the purpose of that. Then the next 4 cards that we have over here, you guys have 4 astrology cards, whereas the rest of the piles only have 3, but you guys have 4. So we have Mars of Force. This is really finding out your passion and going for it, and kind of like looking at any of the naysayers and saying like, no, I'm going to go for it anyway. So that's what Oprah did. She had naysayers. She had people that told her she wasn't fit for TV, and she's literally on TV now. So like, you guys can totally do it. And look at the naysayers in their eyes and be like, you know what, I'm doing it anyway. I'm just going to do it anyway. And I really see you guys starting on that journey and going to start doing it. We have a lot of red here. This is very root chakra stuff. This is very like where our drive comes from. And Mars is all about that drive and that a little bit about that force as well. And, you know, being like, you know what, I'm just gonna do it. Okay. And then we have Aries, I am. And so this is redefining like, who am I? Do I want to be stuck in the same mundane routine that I've always been stuck in? Do I want to do a mundane job? Or do I want to be who I am? And do I want to define myself and be like the master of my reality and create my reality and go for my reality and do the things that make me really happy? So Mars is actually ruled by Aries. So we have these 2 cards over here. And Mars is kind of a romance planet, more of the masculine romance side of the planets. And then there's Venus with the feminine romance. But these 3 cards actually connect a lot to each other. And so this is really about redefining you and just being like an Aries and like a ram that just goes for it. They're like unstoppable. They're just like, I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna do it. Okay, so I really see you guys kind of getting into that mindset near the end of the 12 months. And then we also have Virgo, I analyze. So with this card, this is the card of wanting to be of service to people. This is the card of, also they have a perfectionist quality about them, and they sometimes feel like they're not good enough, even when they've like mastered something. Virgo's like tenacious for being like, you know what, I totally mastered this, but like it's still not good enough. It's still not good enough. It could be better. It could be better. you know, Virgo's totally one of those types of signs. And so I feel like for you guys, you are also on this cusp because Virgo rules the Virgin, right? And so I feel like for you guys, you haven't yet explored this sort of area yet. So it's kind of like new. You're walking into this fresh area where you feel like, maybe I don't know enough to be doing this on my own. You know, I feel like I should still rely on other people's opinions and have other people's opinions because I haven't yet explored this, There's a part of you that feels a bit like a virgin walking through this in terms of career, okay? And I think that's also maybe why we have this romance card over here, because it's saying that you guys are blossoming a new road. You know, you guys are going down a road that you've never gone down before. And it's finally like you guys are opening up to that and doing it. And it's a little bit unfamiliar, but it's going to bring you what you need. It's going to bring you that fulfillment to go down that road. And then we also have Mercury mind. Mercury is ruled by, or Virgo rules Mercury. Mercury ruled by Virgo. Anyway, so these two cards, again, very connected. This is really learning. This right here is like we're studying, we're learning, we're picking up new information. So over the next 12 months, it's like, yes, we're going down this new road. Yes, we're exploring these new ideas. And we are inspired. You guys even might go back to school for something, go to school for something different than what you initially thought that you were going to go for, or taking an online course of something like that. But somehow I do really feel like you guys are studying, learning new knowledge in order to go in this new direction. And so I do feel like there's a lot of learning that's involved over here. There's a lot of like, you know, getting the door open in this new area and really seeing where it takes you and where it leads you, okay? And expanding your mind through this. Then the next two cards that we have, or our last two cards I should say, we have Crow Spirit, co-create with Spirit. I don't know why that just like hit me in a weird way, because Crow Spirit sounds exactly like co-create with Spirit. I don't know, it just sounds the exact same with the letters that like caught me off guard for a second. Anyway, co-create with Spirit. This is about, you know, asking the universe, putting out an intention in the universe, like I'm gonna do this. And then again, listening to that intuition, following that intuition, listening to the signs. I really think the universe and spirit will be giving you a lot of signs to follow, lots of deja vu, lots of synchronicity. I feel like numbers are gonna be a big thing. Even animals flying around, especially like winged animals, like butterflies, birds, things like that, are really gonna help be signs for you. And signs are very particular to the person because it'll be your own subconscious things. So you really have to think about, what does that mean for me? Winged animals, what does that represent to you metaphorically? Especially if it's a butterfly or if it's something else. What's the message behind that? And even if you just ask the universe to clarify a certain message, it will. I don't recommend following any of the books that are like, oh, this means that, and if you see a monarch butterfly, it means that. Those are generally pretty inaccurate because when we get signs, it's unique to the person. It's unique to the individual. And so you can't really look at a book and think about what a book says about a certain sign or synchronicity. That is different per person. A butterfly means a different thing per person, depending on what a butterfly represents for them, if that makes sense. And then we do also have the brown bear spirit, take time out. So brown bear spirit is actually reminding me a lot of the Mars card. This is really about pushing through and being strong and stern in your own ideas. And so I really feel like you're gonna have to stand up to certain people that are around you about certain things, about your career over the next little bit, things like that. I also feel like you guys might get sidetracked and swept up by a little bit of a romance over the next year that kind of distracts you a little bit from what you want to be doing, but there's also a purpose behind it. And so I really feel like it's going to end up feeding into your purpose and your destiny with career. I really feel like it's going to end up, in the end, there'll be a purpose behind it, essentially, with your career. But you won't see it while you're in it necessarily. So that is what I'm seeing for you guys. Pile number 5. I hope you guys enjoyed today's reading. If you did, don't forget to give it a really big thumbs up for me. Hit that subscribe button down below if you have not already. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!